All right, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC. Eric is always with my co-host Jason. This is Season 2, Episode 11. This one is entitled Amburana Whiskey Blind Taste Test. We've got Dark Arts Rye, RD1 Bourbon, and more. So this was supposed to be Episode 13.
Right.
But after many trials and tribulations of trying to record a benchmark episode, we kind of said to ourselves, well, we need to re-record that, but I don't want to drink benchmark like right after we just drank all 6 of them. Yeah. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah. So here we are. Amburana is one of like my favorite things in bourbon whiskey and in rye in case of the Dark Arts. I'm trying to remember, was the first one we had the Penelope Rio?
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Which is a good one.
It was good. Hard to find.
Hard to find. Yeah, if you watch the two-parter where... I guess no, because the two-parter was the store pick. So we did a Penelope lineup with Jance from the Wine Barrel. We did Valencia, Rijo, and Estate Collection. The Rio's great. Obviously, if you watch the episode, you know my personal thoughts about Rio versus the Dark Arts, but I also think that there is a new favorite for me on this table.
Yeah,
having had it. Obviously, we've drank some of these. So for those of you who don't know what Amburana is a Brazilian wood, and it's kind of cool that we have these here because what some people will do is they will literally use Amburana casks.
Yeah.
Some will do Amburana staves, like is it 2XO? They don't have an Amburana, but they have like that. It looks like a big necklace with wood, basically wood chunks on it. That's Amburana. 2XO doesn't have an Amburana, though. I think they do it with their like cask finish.
Yeah, they did some other kind of wood.
But then you also have like Oak and Eden here. I'll turn this around so you can see it. They actually, this is called in-bottle finish. So they literally take their bourbon and then they put a stave in the bottle and finish it in the bottle. So theoretically, the more that stave sits in that bottle, the more Amburana-ish, Amburana-esque it will get.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the 3 ways that people are doing Amburana. If you've never had Amburana stuff before, it's definitely different. I would say if you like waking up on Christmas morning to like cinnamon rolls, gingerbread cookies, even cinnamon toast crunch, I would say a little bit. You're really going to like this stuff. It is not for everybody, for sure.
Right.
Definitely, if you're like a bourbon purist, you might not like it.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of like all the different finishes they do. I know you're not a big, like, is it the sherry, the ones that you don't like?
Yeah, I don't like the sherry
casks.
Yeah. But I do like the Amburana.
It is good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I keep going back to it. And these 2 are barrel picks at Wine Barrel. They're Jance's.
Yep.
This one you can get, it's available around.
Yes, but I think they're on batch 8 or 9 now. That's batch 7.
And then this I got in Texas, but as of today, George's has the RD1 Amburana. Nice.
We also had the RD1 Applewood, which is good.
Yes.
The regular bourbon is okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
But the Applewood is really good.
The Applewood was really good.
Yeah, the Amburana is
my favorite. Well,
we'll get into that here a little bit.
Give it away.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to try to do is my wife has graciously blindly poured all of these for us. And we're just going to run through, taste them, talk about them, try to decipher which one they are, and then also rate them as well. And
I don't know if we talked about these because we had to redo it, but these flights are from Aged in Ore. We really like their stuff. You can't see it probably from the camera, but on the bottom here, there's an etched a letter, not a number, A through D. And they're held on with this rubber snap rings underneath the flight so they stay together. But then you can put them, your A, B, C, and D on your bottle so you know which one's which.
I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat, so I'm going to turn them away from me. They also make, do you have your bag?
Yeah.
They also make a really cool bag. It's got 4, I guess, holsters, you would call it, in there. They're padded, so your glasses aren't going to bang together.
Nice and thick.
Super thick, yeah. So pretty cool company. We're not like sponsored by them or anything, but they make some really cool,
really nice
cool
stuff.
Products. Yep, for sure. All right, shall we get into it?
All right.
All right. So it's left to right. I see here,
Yes.
just like you'd read a book. So this is number A.
Oh, God! It smells.
It smells so good. It's just like somebody just made
Yeah. And this is perfect
cinnamon
timing for
rolls
this
or
time of year, going
the
into
fall,
Thanksgiving, and yeah. That's so good.
Good. Little
one's-
spice on the end for sure. Not as I would say that's more cinnamony.
That's what I was going to say.
to me than like graham crackery or
Right.
cinnamon rolly. I'm gonna be adding Y's to a lot of words today that probably don't deserve them. I think so. Pardon us while we do our diligent note taking here. So that was A.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
They're so good. And I do know Jance is getting the RD1 in as well. So
Perfect.
wine barrel, yeah.
All right. Number B.
See, this one smells a little sweeter to me.
Yeah, this smells sweeter. This smells more like cinnamon rolls or graham crackers.
That is just
So good, man.
that one. You get a little bit of the oak in there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. A little bit more oaky. As I said, like a little bit more like graham cracker, cinnamon toast crunch, something along those lines. This is going to be tough.
It is because they're all good.
They're all like Amburana, right? Does a similar thing to whatever you put it in.
But you can't. You definitely noticed the subtle differences.
Yeah, but it's not like some of the blinds we've done where it's like you have Evan Williams 1783 small batch and like Blanton's, right?
Yeah.
Like, not to say that those are two totally different things, as we found out, but
Right.
I mean, I think we could tell right off the bat
you can see which.
Ooh.
That one.
C smells just like Christmas to me.
Yeah, it does. Especially like up in New England when you got your what are those damn stores that are everywhere? You can smell them from
Christmas tree shop?
No, the candle place.
Yankee Candle?
You can
Yeah.
smell that place from the parking lot.
Yeah. It also smells like the not just potpourri, but like the holiday potpourri that people will put out at their house, where it's like cinnamon, clove, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what. Almost got a piney.
Yeah, that's why I said Christmas.
Yeah.
A little bit hotter than the others, I would say.
It's good though. They're all good.
There's just the aftertaste on that for me is a little weird. I think I know which one that is. And again, we have had all these before, so we have a little idea.
It smells buttery. I think I know which that one is.
Think so?
Yeah.
God, I'm going to have to taste all these again. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic, so sure, I just destroyed your ears. So you're welcome. God, I think Amburana taste test is got it's just because they're all so similar. I mean, you're right, there are subtle differences.
Yeah, it's almost like
and there should be one that stands out, right? Because one is rye, the other three are bourbon. So you should get more rye spice on one, you'd think.
You would think. So, do we want to just start talking about
well, yeah. I mean, so I want to run through them again from A to D again.
This
is
D,
that A?
This is D.
Okay, so you're doing D through A.
Well, no, I was just for D. The last thing, there was a heavier wood taste, almost like I like to do a lot of woodworking stuff, and so this one tastes to me like it's got a stave in it. And once you get past that rye or that little bit of that warm hug,
so you think that's the Oak and Eden?
Obviously. I do. I think it is.
I'm not so sure. I do agree it's a bit woodier than the others. I also think it's a little smoother than some of the other.
It
at
is.
least one of the other ones.
Yeah.
All right, so that was D. I guess we're going backwards.
Oh, okay, that's good.
C. This one has a smell that I don't quite like.
Yeah.
And I think I know which one it is. Actually, I'm almost certain I know which one this is.
It is kind of a weird funk smell.
You
know what it reminds me of? And I know you're not going to agree, but it almost reminds me of that dusty, funky smell from Antique 107.
I don't agree with you. This smells like... smells like there's something going on in your basement. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's something unusual happening in the basement.
The kids home from college and something unusual is going on in the basement.
There's something strange going on down there. It's God no, and it also reminds me. God, what does that smell like? That's gonna drive me nuts. It smells like, I don't know if it's. It smells like the beginning process of maybe like mashing beer, like a beer mash. Like if you were like when they first mashed the beer, if you were to open it up, where it's kind of got like that, like cleaner because they cleaned the vats, but it's also I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't even want to. I know which one that is, for sure, 100%. I know what that is. So this smells woody to me. Like, this smells very oaky.
It does. You can taste the tannins on that one. See, what's shocking me is I really like the RD1, but when I drink all of them together,
I can't figure it out, can you?
I can't. I think I know which are these two, and I think I know which these two are, but I can't. I'm having a hard time. That just smells sweeter. A.
Oh, this is so tough. So I'm getting a lot of rye spice on A, which if you know that 3 of these are bourbons and one of them's rye,
right,
you have an idea. All right, I think I've got my. My idea here.
Okay, without looking at them, put them in your order.
Without looking at them,
let's go with what you think is A.
So I think A is the Dark Arts because of the amount of rye spice that I get on that, which I don't get. I do get spice on the others, but I don't get the rye spice that on the others. B, I think, is Oak and Eden. It's very woody to me, which makes sense because it has that stave. And I think it's a little bit lighter. Which I don't know what the age statement is on that. I mean, we can run through all that stuff after this.
Yeah.
I think C, with that weird taste, is Doc Swinson's, and I think D is the RD1. What are you between right now? I know what you're trying to figure out. You're trying to figure out which one the RD1 is. Right?
No, because to me, it tastes like D is Oak and Eden. It tastes like the stave is in there. Okay. My order's off. I definitely am wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. We say that all the time.
Weird. Okay, so I think...
Okay.
One more time, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're good. Bourbon is for drinking and enjoying with friends. This is tough. Like, if you have a couple of bottles of Amburana at home and you have somebody that wants to do this with you, I would recommend doing this.
Yeah.
Just saw something flash on the thing over there. I don't know what happened, but
I don't either.
Hopefully we're still good.
Okay. I think my order will be Dark Arts RD1, then Doc Swinson's, and then Oak and Eden. So for me,
So basically,
Dark Arts.
okay. Well, let's just run through it because I'm not going to remember that. So are you ready? You're still writing.
I am. Okay.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So Dark Arts is A.
So we were right.
We got that one correctly. Oak and Eden is C.
Ooh, neither one.
Okay. Neither one of us had that, so that's C. Doc Swinson's is B, and RD1 is D. So I just had the Oak and Eden and the Doc Swinson's mixed up, which is crazy to me. Because, oh man, I could have sworn when we had the Doc Swinson's the other night that it had kind of a weird smell. But it's absolutely that. And I don't know if that's because the stave's in there.
I smell it out of the bottle. Almost.
Yeah. So what did you have?
I only got one right. I got the Dark Arts right.
Okay.
That was it.
It's all right. It's okay to be wrong.
And I was wrong.
I got 2 out of 4, so I'm feeling pretty good. Let's just run through these again. I need a little bit more of A, which is the Dark Arts, which is my favorite. I think this and the RD1 for me are very close in number. Very close in number. All right, so let's run through them. We'll talk about them. We'll see what Breaking Bourbon or whoever has the review for them has. Did it show us running over there?
No, it was
because I'm moving around.
It was updating or something.
All right, so this is batch 1. The review is batch 1 by Breaking Bourbon. This is batch 7, so there's going to be some
multiple batches.
Yeah, dissimilarities. This is a straight rye finish with toasted Amburana oak staves. It's from the Dark Arts Whiskey House. It's sourced from an undisclosed Indiana distillery.
MGP.
I feel like anytime you say undisclosed Indiana distillery, everybody's like, we know what it is. Just tell us it's MGP.
Right.
Release date's ongoing. Proof is 108. This batch is also 108. Age is 6.5 years. The mash bill is 95% rye and 5% malted barley. So again, it's a true rye that they've just put in an Amburana cask. Yeah. Things that they're talking about on the nose. Distinct Amburana influence. Who would have thought? Fresh gingerbread graham cracker. 100%. That's exactly what I'm getting. The palate, rye spice backbone, charred oak, gingerbread cookie, earthy undertone. Nope, wrong one. This is A.
I keep going back to RD1.
You read from left to right, sir.
But I drink RD1.
From right to left. I'm also, what's sticking in the back of my head is, what did I rate this when we had it on with Jance? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I still need to go do that, is rewatch all the episodes and come up with the list of what we've rated everything, just so we have some sort of reference. Because I don't remember the first season, let alone.
I don't remember the last episode.
It was the one that didn't go well because the camera was messed up. Finish, Amburana driven flavors dissipate, brown sugar, bold rye spice, very long. Completely agree. Yeah. I think this is the first review, and maybe because it's Amburana and it's just Amburana, so there's certain things you get from it. This is the first review that I can honestly look at and I got all of those things.
Yeah.
Out of 10 for the Amburana. Sorry, the Dark Arts.
The Dark Arts. Is this relative to this selection or relative to
everything?
General? In general, I give it an 8.5, 8, 2.
See, and I'm at a 9.2, 9.3.
I really enjoy
this. Is one of my favorite bottles of probably of all time.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. So my thing is, me, I like the interesting ryes. I love the Basil Hayden, the cask finish rye. I really like the Angel's Envy rye, and that's cask finished in something. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
is it rum cask, maybe?
I have not had.
I don't know.
Angel's
you haven't
Envy.
had. So I do not like their bourbon. And what's funny is we went to this. I've already told the story. We went to this big ranch in Texas, and we did a whiskey tasting, and that was one of my wife's favorite things. It was her favorite across the board was the Angel's Envy rye. So it is done. It's finished in Caribbean rum casks, and it's phenomenal, super good. But their bourbon, I can take it or leave it.
Okay.
All right, so you said 8.5. I said 9.2, somewhere in there. Let's move on to B, which is the Bossa Nova. I like that they called it Bossa Nova. So this is Doc Swinson's bottle number. Pretty cool bottle number, 0101. Did you notice that?
I did not.
Yep. It's 57.15%, and the proof is 114.3.
And that is a private barrel selection from Wine Barrel.
It is.
Out at, 164th and Rockwell.
So, you got this at Specs, right?
No.
Okay.
I got that from Jantz.
Right.
Wine Barrel.
So this is from Whiskey in My Wedding Ring. Breaking Bourbon did not have a review of this. So they bought this one from Specs. Straight bourbon whiskey from Doc Swinson's. The mash bill, and this is mash bill 1. 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. Mash bill 2 is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. So does that mean they're blending both of those? I don't know. The age is 5+ years. I already told you the proof on our bottle. Location, Indiana and Washington, so MGP and somewhere else. Talking about on the nose, I nailed it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Best cereal of all time, by the way, just so everyone knows. Especially like when you let the milk sit and it gets a little like the cereal gets a little soggy, but then you drink the milk and it's like delicious, like cinnamon milk. Oh, so good. That was like the only breakfast I would eat as a kid was Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
Buttery cinnamon sugar, because I think you even said that it was buttery to you, which I would agree with.
Yep.
In parentheses, real Southern style. Perfumed cinnamon. Sorry, not as powerful and perfumed cinnamon like others. The other thing that I should mention is the guy that's writing this review says, "I'll come right out and say it. I don't like Amburana. Please, please stop." Well, again, it's okay to be wrong.
Yes.
The palate, cinnamon bark steeped in bourbon tea. Maybe that's kind of what I was getting, like the potpourri thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Front tongue heat, but not on the tip, indicating proof rather than rye or oak spice. Slightly burnt barrels, toasted baking spices, especially cinnamon, obviously. Cinnamon rice pudding, flan custard with caramel catching. Like we were talking about the other day on the episode that
didn't make it.
This was the flan with the caramel stuff on top.
Yeah.
Finish mint, apparently. Do I get mint on the back of this?
Maybe after it's sat for a little while at the very back of your tongue, like a real light. But
yeah, I don't know if
nothing unpleasant.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
think that bottle is better than when we first opened it.
Absolutely.
That is a good.
Absolutely, because I feel like again, I thought the weird smell was Doc Swinson's because I remember when we opened it, there was something that I just didn't quite like about it. But I think you're right. I think the oxidation has really helped that bottle.
I agree.
That's a good bottle. That's a good bottle, and also it's the highest proof out of the 4.
And
at 114.3,
which is surprising because it actually doesn't drink like it's the
but
highest.
Also, is it this one? This is 114, so very similar. So let's get into that one. That is C. That is the Oak and Eden Reserve Series, in bottle finished bourbon and Amburana. It's a bourbon finish with a toasted Amburana spiral, so they're not calling it a stave; they're calling it a spiral. There's literally no difference.
Well,
right?
There's more surface area.
That's fair. It's by Oak and Eden, sourced from an undisclosed distillery in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. I wonder who that could be. MGP. So also Oak and Eden, I will shout out to them. What they're doing is cool. Like if you have a friend or a family member that you want to make like a custom like bourbon bottle for, you can go on there. You can go on their website. You can put different staves or different infusions into their bourbon. Not really my thing. I mean, I think like the Amburana stuff's cool, but as far as the infusions go, not really my thing. But if you know a bourbon lover, you're my bourbon lover. If you know a bourbon lover and you're looking to get them a gift for, Christmas is coming up, their birthday, New Year's, whatever it is, I think it's a cool idea because you can kind of customize it to what you know they like, or you can make something kind of completely out of left field, whatever you want to do. You can go right on the website and do that. Selfless plug. We're not associated with them at all. The proof is 100, which this is not. This is 114 because this is a barrel pick from our friend Jance at the Wine Barrel. 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. The nose, very similar to all the other ones. Vanilla, gingerbread, baking spices, some heat.
I figured it out. I know what that smell is. Sparklers.
Sparklers.
4th of July sparklers. That burnt sparkler smell. Smell it again.
Yeah. I also think there's something weird going on in the basement there. Maybe you're weird, sweaty teenage kids running around with sparklers in the basement. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're completely wrong, but there's definitely something else going on there.
It almost, or either that or the smell of the fog machine at the haunted house.
Yeah, I could see that, like the fog machine smell.
Yeah.
So I like the palette on this one, at least the way they're describing it. Vanilla, gingerbread, cinnamon stick. Ready? This is one that I have not come up with for any Amburana stuff. Molasses cookies.
I don't know if I've ever had a molasses cookie.
Aaron's grandma used to make molasses cookies, and dude, spot on. This is exactly, because I mean, it's not just molasses. There's cinnamon and like I think there's like gingerbread in there too. This is absolutely molasses cookies.
I get a lot of like vanilla finish on the back of my tongue at the end.
Yep. So.
That's and this
the
is
other
the
thing they're
youngest
saying
bottle.
too, which is interesting, is hint of coconut. That whatever we want to call it, fog machine or sparklers flavor, just like hit after I swallow, just hit the back of my mouth, and I don't. Man, and when was this bought? So I'd be interested, but I'd be interested to know when they put the spiral in the bottle.
Yeah.
Because what I would be interested in doing is taking the spiral out and see if it still has that flavor. Because it almost tastes to me like something, I don't want to say mechanical, but something like machine made, like they cut this with a machine.
And there was some residual
oil on the blade or something.
It's possible.
And I'd be interested to see if you took this spiral out, if that would remain or if it would go away. Because while it's a cool idea to finish it in the bottle, I wonder if that's the problem with the taste. That weird taste is the fact that it's still in there.
I wonder if it's, because if you think about it, it might be just like a real concentrated wood tannin taste that is coming across.
Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. We did talk about taking this out when we're done with this bottle and putting it in something else. I don't know. But I don't. God, please. Nothing can make that better. You can't polish a turd, Jason. All right. But I don't know if I'd want to do that. I don't know. I'm wondering if that is the problem with this, is the fact that piece of wood is still sitting in there, and that's the taste that we're getting.
It may be just a problem for us and not other people, too.
Correct. But, I mean, it's all opinionated, but there's definitely some.
You can definitely tell the difference. There's definitely a difference between and the other three, for sure. With that taste, there's one thing that is different. And I'm not saying it's bad.
No, it's just there's a little funk to it, for sure.
But it's like, for me, with 107, there's a funk to it, like a dusty funk that I don't like.
Yeah. But again, it's okay to be wrong. What did Justin say to you? He goes, I don't understand people that don't like Antique 107.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just not like something I'm going to go out and seek out.
But I mean, that's how I am. Like, people are like, oh, Weller foolproof. I'm like, it's okay at best. Yeah. Is that the foolproof I have, or is it the 12-year?
You had a 12-year. Did you drink it right back there in the bare metal?
12-year. That's what I meant, not foolproof. Yeah, the 12-year is just okay for me. Anyway, finish up on this on the Oak and Eden Russia Spice Cinnamon Gingerbread Caramel. Completely agree. But also a weird funk, for sure. I wonder if they talk about the funk. Talk about the funk. Isn't that a song or something like that?
Talking about the funk.
All right, moving on to the last one, which is probably my new favorite. I mean, it's close to the Dark Arts for me, but super, super good.
So we never gave ratings for these.
Oh, we didn't. How terrible are we?
Yeah.
Bossa Nova out of 10.
I'm gonna go with an 8.5 too. 8.4.
So you like this as much as this?
I
huh?
do. I like it that much more now. I liked it a lot less when I first opened it, but now that's sat,
it's definitely better now that it's sat.
It's different, and I'm not saying anyone's better. It's different. You can taste the difference between the two, and they're both
You're
good.
just trying to offend me.
No.
7-8 for me on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, I will agree with you. It's much better now we open it. I think there's a big difference between these two, but also we're comparing a bourbon and a rye as well. What do you think about the Oak and Eden?
I'm going to go with like a 7.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. 7. The funk for me kills it. I think it's fine. I like Amburana, but out of all of the Amburanas I've tried, that's easily the worst one.
No. Well, I wouldn't say worst. I'm just like...
Well, no, out of all the Amburanas I've tried, that is my least favorite Amburana.
Least favorite would be
worst.
better.
Okay, worst is a little aggressive, but it's my least favorite Amburana that I've tried.
Okay.
All right, so the last one, RD1. This is a straight bourbon finished with Amburana staves. RD1 Spirits is the company. It's sourced from an undisclosed Kentucky distillery. I don't believe it's an MGP product.
It's not.
No.
And Justin told us to, and I forgot what he said it was.
How dare you? The proof is 110. Is that what it is on this one? Because this is a barrel pick. This is
not a barrel pick.
Yeah, this is 110 proof. Age is NAS at least 4 years per company website. 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. And what's funny is like there's a lot of similarities, but there's also like each one has something that sticks out that makes it different from the other ones, right?
Right.
So, like for me, I think this is way more like somebody just made gingerbread cookies forward than anything else. Like it's not as cinnamon toast crunch or molasses cookies or like cinnamon cookies, whatever you want to call it. So they're saying baking spices, graham cracker, gingerbread cookie, spicy.
I don't
get a ton of spice on the nose.
Least spicy of the one.
Yeah, I don't get a ton of spice on the nose. I mean, it is there. So palate, you've got apple pie, cinnamon sugar toast. Bro, did you ever make cinnamon sugar toast growing up? Oh, yeah, so good. Caramel. Here's something you don't like is dark chocolate.
I don't get dark chocolate. I mean, I get a little hint of chocolate, but I wouldn't say dark chocolate because dark chocolate's bitter.
And maybe that's what it is more so. Is it's just that little bit of right before you swallow, where it's right to going down, you get that little bitterness on the back.
But it's not. Like
seasoned oak gingerbread, finish baking spices, cinnamon, toasted oak, and it's a long finish. I would agree. I love the way this sits on the back of your mouth. It sits there for a while, which is nice.
Yeah.
So out of 10, RD1.
I'm gonna go with like an 8.9.
Really?
To a 9.
I'm just above the Dark Arts on this one. I'm like a 9.4, 9.5. Because I was a 9.2 or 9.3 on the Dark Arts, so I'm like a 9.4, 9.5 on the RD1. It's phenomenal.
I love it.
I also think, like, again, and Jance made this point too. He goes, "You're comparing a bourbon and a rye," and I was like, "That's a very good point." But so like, not that I've had another Amburana rye, but like this is phenomenal. I think what I like about the Amburana rye is right, like cinnamon, gingerbread, baking spices. Like it's already spicy, and then it elevates it a little bit more with that rye spice that you're getting because it's 95% rye, so it's a high rye content. Where like I like the RD1 because kind of like, and now I know exactly what you were saying on that episode. You and Jance were both saying like it's smoother. It's not as spicy or as kind of like, not all over the place isn't the right word, but up and down as maybe like the Dark Arts Rye is. This is very smooth to me. I think this is better than Penelope Rio for me.
I think right now I like it better than Penelope Rio too, but I would say Penelope Rio and Dark Arts are neck and neck for me.
Yeah.
But right now, and my taste keeps fluctuating, but right now I love that.
Well, it's also you also got to factor the price into, right? Like,
right.
I mean, that was what, $70-$80
$70,
probably.
I think.
Yeah. So I mean, and you're going to pay at least $150 for Rio if you can find it.
And
that's the nice thing about the Dark Arts. Yeah,
Arts.
Dark Arts $85, $90. You're right. And then you can pretty much find that anywhere. I think they're up to batch 8 or maybe batch 9 now. I don't think you'll be able to find a batch 7.
I did see a batch 4. I know where a batch 4 is. I might have to go back and get it.
That's right. Amburana. I mean, here it is. I think these are, if you've never tried an Amburana, I think these are all great starting points. My only thing is the Oak and Eden has a weird, just a strange funk to it. So maybe unless you're really into Amburanas, like steer clear of that one. But the Dark Arts for sure, the RD1. How much was the Bossa Nova?
That is a good question.
Because I mean, I think generally these are kind of around.
They're all about like $70.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to get in Amburana, can't talk today. If you're looking to get into Amburana and you don't want to spend $150, $200 on a Rio, and you're probably not going to be able to find it, I would say these are 2 great places to start. This isn't bad, but obviously this is a barrel pick, so this is going to be different from anything you find.
And I don't know if he has many left.
Yeah, and then this, as a starting point, I probably would stay away from. You're going to enjoy yourself way more with the outer 2 bottles, I would say.
Yeah, it's different.
It is different. There's just, man, I cannot, that funk on this Oak and Eden, man. I can't.
Haunted house.
I really think it's that damn stave, man.
It might be. We'll have to try and pull it out later.
Yeah. I don't know what.
So remember, when in doubt, pull it out.
When in doubt, pull out. All right. Any final thoughts, comments, concerns, criticisms, accolades?
No, RD1 should now be available. I know Jance is getting some in, like I said, at Wine Barrel, and I believe George's put out today that they have some of the Amburana Rye RD1. Theirs was a funky bottle. I don't know why it had some kind of weird coloring thing on it.
Huh.
But
it's like the Oklahoma edition.
Maybe it's like a barrel pick. I don't know.
I don't know.
George's got some pretty unusual stuff. So,
but yeah, I think Amburana for me right now, like, is the most interesting thing in the bourbon game. Obviously, other than normal bourbons, but I feel like the cherry cask thing, the wine casks, that we've kind of been there, done that, and this is kind of the next thing. And then, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I thought the Penelope, like the Vino de Naranja thing, was super cool. The orange wine cask. I mean, so they're just trying a bunch of different stuff, and it seems to be working. I mean,
it's good stuff.
No complaints here.
And it's nice to have a change of pace every once in a while,
Yeah, and again, like, my wife, not a bourbon drinker, loves the RD1. Loves it. Like, she had it, and she goes, "Oh, man, this is really good." And I was like, "You know that's bourbon, right?" She's like, "Yeah, I think it's delicious." And I mean, you might have a friend, family member, loved one, whatever, that hates bourbon. I mean, this is like, it's bourbon, but it's so different that they might actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Case being my wife, right?
Yeah.
So.
And I don't like any of like the Fireball or any of that stuff.
Oh, God. No.
Yeah. So this is.
No. Fireball's terrible.
Yeah.
Fireball's terrible. All right, my friend. What do you say? Is it time?
I believe it is.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there is a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored, one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your glasses full and your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.